right? Welcome, everybody. This is the Timbre Tools Hackathon Live. We are about an hour before the hackathon begins, so we are just going to do a quick intro, recap, and then let you continue trying to find a team, network, mingle, and hack. So this is who we are, and these are our Discord usernames. So it's important that everybody who takes part is on Discord. We can all communicate there. A lot of our participants are remote, and we're all there. Any questions you might have, feel free to reach out to either Jordi or Blades or Haukun or myself or Joss. I would like to thank again our sponsors. We were also joined this last week by the Audio Developer Conference. So many thanks to Bella, Juice, Cycling 74, ADC, and the UKRI Center for Doctoral Training in AI and Music for sponsoring this event. Jordi in a bit will tell you more about the prizes we have and the offers from our sponsors. So where are we right now? So we had an amazing lineup of workshops last Friday. And since then, people have been like brainstorming, meeting, networking, and creating teams. We have already an amazing number of teams signed up, very interesting potential names of teams. So we are very excited about the kind of projects that these names seem to suggest. And we are basically, as I said, a few minutes before the hacking begins. The hacking is going to be over 48 hours, starting at 5 p.m. today, running until 5 p.m. on Sunday. And after that, we will have some demos, the voting, and the prizes. A quick recap. So we've posted this on. This information is on our website, and we've had a lot of fascinating discussions with people over the last few months organizing this. What is a timbre tool? So it's something that supports the timbral design of instruments. It's something that can enhance the toolbox of the digital luthier. It's a tool for makers then, it's not for musicians. And here, we take a very broad approach and a very broad understanding of what an instrument is and what a maker is. A maker can be a composer or a performer who, they make their own bespoke instruments for their art. So we're not looking to build new instruments in this hackathon. We're looking to think of, tools that promote engagement with timbre, that help in the design of instruments. A timbre tool can be designed from scratch, or it can be based on available maker tools, re-examined, rethought from a timbre perspective. It could be about sensor design and fabrication. It could be about interfacing between the physical and the digital worlds. It could be about enabling expressive control and at multiple perhaps levels. Importantly, it can encapsulate, it can be about different one or multiple ideas about timbre. We don't believe that timbre is one thing. We actually believe that timbre is a lot of things. You name it. So it can be anything that you feel it can be. And of course, machine learning and AI is a very promising way of interfacing with timbre in music making more generally. And most of the workshops last week were about some of these ideas. So that's also something that we hope we will explore in this hackathon. So based on these ideas then, and based on some work we've been doing, we've been talking to and we've been interviewing instrument makers, composers, musicians, live coders. We came up with the creative prompts for the hackathon. So We have ideas about, deep learning, but also deep listening, about, exploring, navigating timbre spaces, timbre generation, and so on. As I said before, sensors, materials, exploring more, physical aspects or material aspects of sound. Thinking about, how can I do timbre check? Like, right, when I have an instrument ready and it can go in a performative context, um, how can I think about, the timbre of the instrument that I created, and then, how can this go back? How can I go back to my design process? Again, what's important here, it's this very important distinction, which, we also get confused about it in the course of developing those ideas. Again, we're not looking to create new instruments. We are looking to build tools that can enable more, timbre enhanced instruments. Our fifth prompt is about, kind of a similar idea in a way, like reflecting about, the timbre in the instrument. So for the maker to be able to reflect about the way they work with timbre, the way their instrument sounds at the end. So this could involve, analysis by synthesis approach. It could involve, what happens to timbre when whatever it is that your instrument produces eventually comes through some speakers, right? And it's not some sort of acoustical, naturally vibrating mechanism. And of course, timbre for all, that's also something very important for us. How does timbre relate to community, to social interaction, to making instruments that are more accessible both in terms of well-being and health, but also in terms of, democratization and having, can timbre be actually a vehicle for bringing more people into digital lutherie and music technology and music computing? So moving on from the prompts then, that's all you need. Hacking can begin. We ask that everybody is on Discord, irrespective of whether your team is fully on site or fully remotely or hybrid. On Discord, I gave them our usernames before, so please engage there. If you have any questions, you can talk to us, but also, engage with everybody. Don't forget to register your team, ideally by 5 p.m. today. We will be following the Berlin Code of Conduct, right, which is what the audio programmer Discord follows. This is an inclusive event. Everybody is welcome. And if you notice anything against that, please reach out to me immediately. And of course, we have already published some rules and guidelines on the website, and you must have received them over email earlier this week. So please, try to follow these rules. Another important aspect of this hackathon is that for us as researchers, we see it as a way of research co-creation. So we want to co-develop some ideas around the broader idea of timbre tools for the digital instrument maker with you. And also with the makers, which is why we've been engaging with them prior to the hackathon and deriving the creative prompts from them, and now bringing those creative prompts to you. So we can do more together. And we've already posted some, what we will ask for you during the 48 hours of hacking. And I will come back to this in a second. Finally, the main reason that we're all here is to learn, to network, and to have fun. Of course, we want you to hack and do amazing things, but you should also sleep, eat, and go outside, and do not spend all this time hacking. So yeah, how can we do more together? Like, how can you help our research, but also, perhaps help your own practice and the way you engage with music technology and audio software? When you begin hacking, we ask that you post hourly self-reports in your private voice channels on Discord, which we will prepare and try to have ready at around 5 p.m. So in your private voice channels there, please post something like very small, approximately every hour. It shouldn't take more than 1-2 minutes of your time. We basically want something visual, right? If you've been developing some sketch, if you already have some spectrogram of something weird that you've been trying to synthesize, create some sort of photo of a code snippet or something like that. Then a sentence on what you're working on at that particular point. And a sentence answering this question. So that's the same question for all the teams. In what ways has Timbre come up in your project so far? And what aspect of Timbre are you considering at the moment? So it would be great if every team can do this small updates every hour. Audio samples can be fun too. And also, at different moments, your team might be approached either physically here or on Discord by some of our researchers engaging more with your team and asking about your thinking, the project you are developing, and so on. So these are all in a way, these are all data that we hope to later on analyze for research purposes, and will help us understand, debate how its team and the whole group essentially engaged with the activities of the hackathon. If you have any questions about that, please feel free to reach to me and ask. And of course, you only need to self-report when you're actively hacking. So obviously, when you go to sleep or when you go to eat, you don't need to self-report on that. All right, yeah. So I think Jordi now can give some details about the submissions and the prizes.
Great, thank you. This one. All right, hello everyone. Welcome to the Timbre Tools Hackathon. I'm just going to talk really quickly about submissions. So at the end of the hackathon, at the end of the 48-hour period, by 5 p.m. on Sunday, we're asked you to submit what you've come up with, and it should be pretty simple, but if you can create a short 2-minute presentation of your project and ideas, if you're here in person, you can present it right here at around 5 p.m. on Sunday, or if you're online or in person, you can just submit a video. And also, if you're working with code, if you can document this, we'd like to have this in a public repository, such as like GitHub. And we really want to promote open sharing of ideas through the hackathon, so we ask that it has a permissive license on it. And so, yeah, interactive demos, websites, audio plugins are all welcome, but they're not required to be considered for voting for prizes. And that's a cool picture.
So that's actually something
like
that
that.
Stable Diffusion generated a few months ago, though. That was back in probably November. These things run chains crazily. So we asked it to generate something about timbre tools and digital instrument making, and that's what it came up with.
That's
so,
amazing.
Yeah,
I love that. And so just another note on submissions, we are going to share a submission link on the Discord. It's going to be just like a Microsoft form, so super easy. So keep an eye for that in the Discord. Great, and I get to announce the prizes. So we have Bella is sponsoring the best idea and research direction. And so they're going to be giving every member of the winning team a Bella Mini for that. We've got Juice involved, and they're going to be giving indie licenses to every member of the team that has the best presentation in the demo. Cycling 74 has offered to give Max MSP licenses to the best creative hack. So imaginative hack, offbeats, unusual, artistic. And finally, we have ADC involved, and they're going to be sponsoring the best responsible hack, and they're going to be giving free ADC tickets for the next ADC this November. So super exciting. We're very, very grateful to have these awesome sponsors in music technology involved. So big thank you to Bella, Juice, Cycling 74, ADC. Also thank you to Joshua Hodge from the Audio Programmer. They sponsored some snacks and treats and stuff. And AI and Music program, the UKR funded program, has also funded part of this hackathon. So big thanks to them too. Okay, I think this is it. So at 5 p.m. hacking officially begins. And yeah, so in-person access is available here until 10 p.m. This is today and tomorrow. And also you can show up tomorrow and Sunday at 10 a.m. And then, like I said, 5 p.m. on Sunday is when we're going to do the award presentations and have the hackathon wrap up. And so I think that's it. Keep calm and timbre on.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks.
Sorry.